When are they going to impeach Biden? What about impeaching Mayorkas? This is about two strategies that I'm going to outline between Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's a little young, she's a little green, and Jim Jordan, being much more methodical in his impeachment. Let's get to the news. I'm Doug in Exile. This is where all the happy people are. Here's Ted Cruz on the IRS whistleblowers that were blocked by corrupt Merrick Garland.
The Biden Justice Department is covering for the White House, is doing everything they can to impede the investigation into Hunter Biden, but more significantly into Joe Biden. We have two IRS whistleblowers who've come forward. They've accused the Attorney General of the United States, Merrick Garland, of lying under oath to Congress. That's a felony.
This is going to take some time. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene, where she rushed to impeach Mayorkas because that should be the easiest one given his job on the border.
On this vote,
they just voted, these 8 Republicans just voted with the Democrats to protect Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas from impeachment, which is absolutely unbelievable.
Here's her Twitter. To the 8 Republicans who voted with Dems to kill the impeachment of Mayorkas, 8 Republicans voted against her, and so the impeachment against Mayorkas went down the other night. How many more Americans have to die while you claim impeachment has to be done the right way? My articles have been rotting in committee and now go back on the shelf. Your excuses are pathetic. Here's another tweet. Breaking: 8 House Republicans vote with Democrats to kill Marjorie Taylor Greene resolution to impeach the DHS Secretary Mayorkas by sending it to committee. Next, from House GOP source. This was from another GOPer who anonymously tweeted this, quote, impeachment of Mayorkas is literally the lowest hanging fruit, and we are effing it up. Some of these people want to have endless hearings and do nothing. I can't see how we can't deliver one damn win. So they're criticizing the Ted Cruz, Jim Jordan model of being slow and methodical. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is pushing. Here's the 8 Republicans that voted with the Democrats. Rep. Ken Buck from Colorado, Darrell Issa, Republican from California, Tom McClintock, Patrick Henry, John Dewart, Virginia Fox, Cliff Bentz, Mike Turner. These are all swing states leaning center left. So you have California, Colorado, North Carolina, and Oregon and Ohio. And then here's Darrell Issa on Marjorie Taylor Greene bringing up impeachment on Mayorkas via privileged resolution. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a hardworking member of Congress, but I believe she lacks the maturity and the experience to understand what she was asking for. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene responds, Darrell Issa is right. I am a hardworking member of Congress who puts the American people first, but we all know what Darrell Issa lacks, and she puts a bunch of balls below. Here's Jim Jordan back on the Biden impeachment work.
What did you learn from David Weiss that we need to better understand?
Well, it most certainly was a denial because he asked for it in the spring of 2022 and he wasn't given it. And he asked for it. The timing, I think, is important, Maria, because he asked for it right before he went to the U.S. Attorney in the District of Columbia to ask about partnering with the District of Columbia U.S. Attorney.
We're way back on the weeds with David Weiss, who slow-walked the Hunter Biden tax fraud and the payments he got under Merrick Garland's orders, so that the statute of limitations would end up freeing Hunter Biden.
And we know they tried to sweep it under the rug because of 2 brave whistleblowers who came forward and gave their testimony, which, by the way, Maria, that testimony has stood up under cross-examination from the Democrats and the Oversight Committee. Every witness we've deposed has confirmed what Gary Shapley and Mr. Ziegler told us. So that's what we're looking at. But then we have these additional subpoenas that went out this past week to Hunter Biden, to James Biden, to Eric Schwerin. I want to talk to Kevin Morris. I want to talk to the guy who paid Hunter Biden's taxes, just come out of nowhere, paid all this tax burden that Hunter Biden had.
I'm just going into these details about the IRS whistleblowers going against David Weiss, who's covering for Merrick Garland, because this is detail work. This is what Jim Jordan and Comer are doing. They're working super hard all the way in the back weeds. This Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't do this, and I think that's a weakness in her approach. I totally believe in her heart, and I'm a huge fan of her. I think they will eventually get Mayorkas, but you have to do a lot more investigation first.
And I asked him specifically, I said, when you ask to partner with another U.S. attorney, what does that mean? He says, partner in prosecuting the case. So he asked the U.S. attorney of the District of Columbia, can you partner with me to prosecute Hunter Biden in the District of Columbia? And guess what years that was focused on? Guess what that charge was going to be? That was going to be the tax years that dealt with the Burisma income. And the U.S. attorney told him no. And at the same time, before he goes there, he asked, can I have special attorney status? And the Department of Justice turns him down. That to me is hugely significant because the Burisma years where all that income coming into Hunter Biden, that statute of limitation, they let it expire. And I think it expires because if they go there, that takes them right back to the White House, right back to Joe Biden.
This is what they're up against, dragging their feet. What happened to China? Ted Cruz is over here on China. They don't have enough evidence to do China. Ukraine and Burisma is the low-hanging fruit on impeachment.
They've accused the Attorney General and the Department of Justice of obstruction of justice. One of the clearest examples is we have the text message that Hunter Biden sent to a Chinese communist official demanding millions of dollars and saying, I'm sitting next to my father.
They got to do a little more work on China, but it's all there. Back to Burisma.
I think the crux of the matter is still the Burisma income. Understand 4 central facts. Hunter Biden gets put on the board of Burisma. Fact number 2, he's not qualified to be on the board. Fact number 3, he is asked by the Burisma executives to weigh in with D.C. to relieve the pressure that the Burisma, this Ukrainian energy company, is under. 5 days after that, Joe Biden goes to Ukraine and starts the process to fire the prosecutor, and he uses our tax dollars, holds up American tax dollars that was already approved to go to Ukraine. He holds it up to accomplish that. That, I think, is the central focus.
So that's the core of the case that they've got on Burisma. It's the closest chain of command that goes from Ukraine, shows the influence, and indicts Biden because it has the timing of what he actually did in the investigation of Burisma.
And then you have the investigation where they're trying to sweep it under the rug. They let the statute of limitations expire for the very tax years that deal with the Burisma income that's coming in, because I believe they didn't want to get back into this issue and Joe Biden's actions that benefited his family, because his family was making money off the brand. As Devin Archer, Hunter Biden's business partner, told us, the brand was what they were selling.
So this is a tight investigation. Jim Jordan has already said they're gathering up testimonies of banks, and they're going to put Hunter Biden on the stand. That's November, December. At the earliest, before they decide to go forward with impeachment, is going to be January of 2024. So it's slow walking, but it means they're more likely to succeed than Marjorie Taylor Greene, who got overturned on Mayorkas. But they're all working, and that's good news. I hope you guys will subscribe. Leave a comment below on if you think Biden's going to be impeached or not. By commenting, it really helps push this video out to other people. Thank you so much. I'm Doug in Exile.